Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the truth on changing your appearance using the law of attraction and how to really go about that process if you want to change the way people perceive you. Now, this question was something that I've been asked probably 3 or 4 times on the YouTube channel over the last week or two, and it's if we can change our self-image or change our appearance, the characteristics of that using the law of attraction. Now, the answer to this that I give is kind of like a yes and no. Now, it comes from understanding that who we are being, that the appearance for who we are is being projected out, and that based upon how we feel about who we are and our own self-image of ourselves, we are projecting that out and other people are responding to that self-image that we have. So if, for example, we had a characteristic that we were self-conscious about, being self-conscious about that and going out and interacting with other people with that self-conscious feeling there is more likely that that other person will pick up on that self-conscious characteristic because of that energy state that the person that has it is existing in. Now, this is why it is so important to first off become okay with who you are. As you start to become and accept yourself in a new way, as you start to view yourself in a new way, you find that people begin to respond to you in a completely new way. So in a certain way, no, you cannot necessarily change, if you have one arm, you can't change your appearance or that characteristic by shifting to a parallel reality or with the law of attraction. It's more about understanding that as you become okay with it, as you change the way you view yourself, other people will change the way that they view you. Now, the paradox of this is that what's more important is that when you begin to do that, when you begin to have that self-certainty about who you are, you will release caring what other people think, and you won't necessarily have so much of a drive to change the characteristics about yourself, to change your image or how people perceive you, because you're just authentically being yourself. Now, this is the importance of this whole video. The energy state that you're in, the self-image that you have, if you learn to cultivate the emotions and the feelings and the self-image you prefer, as you begin to act in authenticity with who you are, you then begin to show up in the world in a much more powerful place, and people will respond to that new state of being and that new way you're being. Now, this is about also understanding how we can be at the cause and not the effect. If we are walking around and we want other people's approval, we want other people's validation, it does something to our energy where it's like almost we become dependent upon that validation, and because of that, people can feel that almost as a form of weakness. So it's more of about just understanding the frame of how we're being, the frame that we're coming from. You could come at it from a frame of, I need this to be happy, or maybe you have a freckle somewhere or a mole and you don't like that mole. You could come at it from the frame of, oh, I have this mole, it's weird, everyone's always looking at it. That's a frame you could come from. You could change that frame and start to view it in a new light. You could start to be grateful that you have it because it makes you look more distinguished. Even beyond just the idea of being grateful for it, you can just come to a place of accepting it as a part of your appearance. And as you begin to accept it, you find that when you go out into the world, other people accept it as well because they're not picking up on that insecurity from you, and therefore they're starting to perceive you in a new light. Now, I know the paradox is you don't care whether they perceive you in the new light because you're coming to love yourself in a new way. So this is about really understanding our self-image, how we view ourselves, letting go and reframing who we define ourselves to be. And as we begin to reframe ourselves in a new powerful way, we find that then people begin to respond to that change that we've made within ourselves. Life is like a mirror, and depending upon who we are being, the beliefs that we have about who we are, those will always be reflected back to us. So if we believe that it's a weakness, that we have a mole right here, or that we have certain characteristics about ourselves, we will experience the reality that that is the case. But if we change and start to view and accept ourselves, change the way we view it, we find that life begins to mirror that change that we've made within ourselves back to us. So realize that changing your appearance, changing the way other people perceive you, is more about just changing the way that you view yourself. And as you begin to change the way you view yourself by accepting yourself, by reframing what characteristics are about yourself, reframing what they mean to you, you then start to become more authentic, you start to express yourself in a more powerful way. Other people feel that and they respond to you in that new way. So just get to the core of what you believe about yourself, the way you define yourself to be. As you begin to change your self-image, and I have other videos on that idea of changing your self-image, you find that then people respond to that self-image that you're projecting in a new way. But even more powerful than projecting is you just being that perfect version of yourself, of you just expressing yourself in that way that feels authentic to you. And as you begin to do that and begin to be genuine about it, other people pick up on that, and even if they normally wouldn't agree with it or accept it, they do just because you are being yourself. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it of value, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste. All right, bye.